The May CPI report is finally here, and it's a big one. Inflation hit 4.2% year over year, the highest peak we've seen since 2023. This isn't just a number, it's a shift that's changing the entire economic conversation. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, energy costs were the primary driver, accounting for more than 60% of the monthly all items increase. It's the engine that's pulling the headline number higher. Gasoline prices alone are up a staggering 40.5% from a year ago. We haven't seen this kind of supply-side pressure in quite some time. The primary cause? The Iran war and the subsequent disruption of the Strait of Hormuz. This geopolitical tension has created a massive risk premium that's being felt at every pump across the country. However, there is a glimmer of hope. A tentative ceasefire emerged around June 12th to the 15th. This has already started to push oil prices lower, but the question remains, is this relief here to stay? This brings us back to the age-old debate among economists. Is this spike truly transitory and tied purely to the conflict, or are there deeper structural issues at play? To understand the real risk, we have to look past energy and examine core inflation, and that's where the story gets interesting because many categories are actually cooling off. Take new vehicles, for example. After years of record highs, we're finally seeing prices start to dip. The supply chain constraints of the past are finally easing up. Furniture and other durable goods also fell in May. This suggests that consumer demand for stuff is normalizing, even as services and energy stay volatile. But despite these falling prices in some areas, there's a K-shaped squeeze happening. Real wages have fallen for the second month in a row, meaning your paycheck isn't going as far as it used to. When you combine the impact of the Iran war with current tariffs, the estimated cost per household is over $3,100 annually. That is a massive hit to the average family's budget. It's not just the direct cost of fuel, it's the compounding logistics surcharges on everything that needs to be shipped, which is basically everything you buy at the grocery store. So, how will the Federal Reserve react? Most analysts believe that as long as core inflation stays tame, the Fed might hold steady, but this high headline number makes their job incredibly difficult. Wall Street is definitely feeling the heat. We've seen significant volatility as investors try to price in the possibility of higher for longer interest rates in the face of persistent energy spikes. Consumer sentiment is also starting to take a hit. When people see that 40% jump in gas prices, it colors their entire perception of the economy, regardless of what's happening with furniture or cars. Nancy Vanden Houten from Oxford Economics recently weighed in on this. She noted that while May might mark the absolute peak for headline CPI, the road back down will be slow. Specifically, she highlighted that the sharp drop in gas prices we're seeing in June is a good sign, but the structural risk premium isn't going away overnight. That risk premium is essentially the extra cost traders bake into oil because of the uncertainty in the Middle East. Until a permanent peace is reached, that cost remains. So, what should you be watching for? First, the stabilization of energy prices post-ceasefire. Second, whether core goods continue their downward trend. And finally, if real wages can start to recover. This isn't just a US story. Global inflation is being squeezed by these same energy shocks, meaning central banks around the world are all walking the same tightrope right now. If we compare this to the peaks of 2022 and 23, the current surge is more concentrated in energy, which gives some hope that it truly is a temporary supply shock. For your personal finances, now is the time to audit your discretionary spending. With real wages falling, every dollar saved on those cooling goods like furniture is a win for your overall budget. We also have to keep an eye on trade policy. If tariffs continue to rise, the logistics surcharge we talked about could become a permanent fixture of the pricing landscape. In the long run, this volatility underscores the push toward energy independence and the transition to more stable domestic energy sources to avoid these global supply shocks. To sum it all up, May was a shocker at 4.2%, driven largely by war-related energy spikes. We're seeing signs of cooling in core categories, but the household squeeze is very real. The next few months will be critical. If the ceasefire holds and energy prices continue to normalize, we could see a rapid decline in the headline number. But for now, caution is the name of the game. If you found this deep dive helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more economic breakdowns. Your support helps us keep these reports coming. And remember, if you're working on improving your credit score to weather these economic changes, DM me the word SCORE to get started with our simulator.